Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining with us today.
Hey everyone, nice to be here.
Mm. So, sir, my name is Mitali Dikshit, and I'm a sophomore at NIT Patna. And today I'll be the host for this session. So, I'm really glad to have you here. So, this year we are annual hackathon named as Byteverse, which is organized by the Hackslash Developers Club. And this year we are organizing it in collaboration with GDSC, NIT Patna, and DESCO. This year we are going to have its sixth edition, and Devfolio has always been associated with us. Last year also, and this year we have Devfolio as our title sponsor. So, and our students are very enthusiastic to enter this world of hackathons. And who better than the community lead at Devfolio to help them start off with this journey? So, sir, can you please tell us a bit about yourself and your role as the community lead at Devfolio?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me here. Like as you said, like always happy to be helping be part of hackathons and uh, yeah, that is what Devfolio's goal is as well. That we make it simpler for um, hackathon organizers as well as participants who are like kind of interested, so that anytime you go on Devfolio, there is something or the other, any sort of hackathon that's happening. Um, quickly introducing myself, I'm Aniket. I take care of community at Devfolio. I've been the community lead here for I think about 2 years. I joined as an intern in December 2020. I think that was like one and a half year after the public launch of Devfolio, and have been here now. I think it's gonna be like three and a half years. It has definitely been a roller coaster journey um, over here. And at the company, I wear multiple hats. I When I joined, my initial task was to take care of the university season program. Like helping out the organizers, getting them familiar with the platform, helping in with the product side of things, in the sense like whatever feedback I would get, and even like things I would come across myself. Basically, just forwarding that to the engineering team. So that side of university programs I used to take care of. Then Devfolio does its own hackathon. So when I joined, it was COVID was at its peak. So I was helping host online hackathons. We did quite a bunch of online hackathons. We did In-Out 7, Etherpunk, which is an Ethereum hackathon, ETH Odyssey, which is again a Ethereum hackathon. And then like once COVID went away, we did our versions of like the in-person hackathon. We did ETH India in 22 and 2023, and both of them were the world's largest Ethereum hackathon. We had 2,000 builders in person over a 36-hour hackathon on the weekend, and had like around 250 to $300,000 in prizes. And I think in both hackathons we got like 400 plus submissions. So hackathons is something that we are really perfecting, and then just putting everything on the platform so that users and even people who are interested in hosting the hackathon um, like are able to get the work done over there. Sorry, I think you're on mute.
So, yeah, that's really fascinating to hear. Even I've been participating in hackathons on Devfolio, and now I'm the part of the organizing committee at Byteverse. So, sir, for those who are not aware about what hackathons are, so can you please tell them like what exactly is a hackathon and what it aims to solve?
Yeah, I think um, to be honest, I think like the initial part of like hackathons came in from like I think it is more of a Western concept which was born over there first, and then the initial idea is that you are learning a lot of CS concepts. There should be a way where you actually put your learnings into the test, right? Um, and for that, you need like a collaborative environment where you have all like-minded people coming in together and doing the same thing. So, in simple terms, hackathon is a place where um, there may or may not be a theme, but you are invited over for a weekend, or like depends if it is online or in person, and there are prizes up for grabs. You will find like-minded people who are sharing the similar interest. You can like do team formation activities, you can be a part of it, and then your goal is to ship a simple prototype, like depending on the duration of the hackathon, something working. It's not, one thing about hackathons is it shouldn't be just like slides or presentation on what it is. You are actually supposed to hack something, and of course it cannot be 100% polished like a product, but a simple prototype which is a proof of concept of your idea. And then there are judges at the hackathon who can sort of help you, uh, like they of course they would be doing judging, but the more important thing than prizes is, I know it's easy to say there are things more important than prizes, but the learning is like one of the best parts of the hackathon. Like in those 3 days you can learn a lot of things that might take you like 2 to 3 weeks learning it at your own pace. So yeah, that's basically what a hackathon is.
Yeah, so students who like participate for the first time, they are scared to participate. They think that you need to be a pro developer to participate. So for those students, like, can you share how they should prepare themselves and how was your experience in your first hackathon?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Um, I think my laptop is running out of juice. Can I just take 2 minutes to get my charger?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sir.
Sorry about that.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, I think like my first hackathon was in 2019, where a lot of participants were there. I think it was by Angel Hack, and it was mostly like a beginner friendly hackathon. So basically, like I had just very raw skills in web development, mostly in front end. And then we luckily found a good team member who had kind of experiences in participating in hackathons. And then we collaborated with him. He taught us a few things, and then the thrill of shipping something in 24 hours. So yeah, and then like hackathon organizers do take care of you as well. There is food, there is all sorts of provision. Like the venue was also pretty good. There are certain venues that are designated for hackathons, so that helps.
So, like those students who are participating for the first time, any like trips for them to prepare themselves or any strategies they can use to like stand out?
Yeah, I think like it's just to keep an open eye and open ears out there. You like one sort of norm which I kind of feel like breaking is a hackathon is not really like your exam or your test, right? You're supposed to have fun, so you cannot take a lot of stress for it. Ki, I have to win or things like that. Like um, basically that is why also organizers have, that is the whole concept of swags coming in, so that you're still rewarded for whatever you're doing. You win or do not win is another thing, right? So your primary motive of a hackathon, doesn't have to be winning. It could be a lot of learning experience as well. And of course, when it's your first or second hackathon, there is not much you can prepare for, right? Like just go ahead, and like I think one thing that you really need to beat is the intimidation part, right? Like will I be able to do this? I've seen, like, I think I personally was also intimidated when I walked in a room full of like a lot of cool devs. So I think the intimidation factor is something you just need to like overcome, and you win or not win is another thing. I think like once you are experienced in, like, you have participated in 5 6 hackathons, you have won maybe 1 2 prizes, then you can sort of start optimizing for the prizes. So that is when, before the hackathon starts, you see what are the sponsors that are there, who is building on this interesting tech. You kind of work on your idea. When I say work, not actually start coding it, that goes against the hackathon rules. But you can at least conceptualize, like, what you want to do. And the sponsors are there. You can see what tech you can leverage, the overall prices. Just basically like plan it out accordingly. And also your sleep schedule.
I don't think there's a sleep schedule when we participate in a
Yeah.
hackathon.
Power
Yeah,
naps
so
is
these are,
something
I
like,
think these are the misconceptions.
yeah, I was saying that power naps is something like you can really optimize for. Um, like I kind of did a research around this. I think like for the human body, for different people, it's like power naps could be anything from like 10 minutes to 45 minutes. So at least for me, it's 20 minutes. So if you just take a 20-minute, if I take a 20-minute nap, let's say at 2 or 3 in the morning while participating, or actually these days organizing a hackathon. So I wake up in 20 minutes and it feels like, I've slept for a while, and then my body instantly feels fresh. So of course you shouldn't do this over and over again. But I think like at a hackathon where you just have like couple of just like 2 days worth of hacking, then this is the way you can sort of optimize.
And that's great advice. I think that's the advice all the students needed. So yeah, these are some misconceptions that students have about hackathons. So what a student can expect to change in their personal and professional lives after they've participated in like few hackathons? What skills they can develop exactly?
Like by participating in hackathons. Okay. I think like one thing is like critical thinking, I would say, is the most important thing, right? You have a problem statement. You have very limited hours because, of course, you cannot make an end-to-end polished product in the duration. I think critical thinking is the most important. That you are able to approach the problem in such a way that you break it down efficiently, you distribute it amongst team members, so teamwork also comes in. And all these things are added, all these things sort of add up together and help you, build the whole picture. And then resilience is something I would also like to say, because it's not always a straightforward journey to participate in a hackathon, right? You are just on the fly, and you're just on the fly, and then it's not going to be a simple journey. There will be bugs coming up. So one thing I would really recommend is the mentors and judges at your hackathon. Please reach out to them as much as possible. That's the whole reason they are there at the hackathon. Do not hesitate. Um, no questions are dumb, definitely. Wherever you are participating, whatever tech you're stuck on, and I think like the biggest mentor, everyone has very easy access to it, Chat GPT. So when I say that, it doesn't mean that you are just copy pasting everything it's writing, but like that is something you probably wouldn't want to do. Small little things, like I think with bug fixes, and then like let's say you have an idea, the bot could also give you a decent feedback or how to approach going about solving this problem. So if I give it a problem statement, it will maybe tell me first key, hey, the front end architecture is going to look like this. So you actually get to work, you just let GPT do the planning. So with GPT, I think like the skill you really need is like queries. How do you write those queries? You need to be very precise, very like you can feel free to over explain in a chat GPT chat, right? You have to write as much things because the more you write, the better output you get. And of course, when I say the more you write, it doesn't have to contradict itself. Otherwise, the bot will again get just will get confused.
Yeah, that's a useful tip for the students to use ChatGPT. So I think one of the major benefit of participating in a hackathon is the networking you get, as you mentioned. Like we have mentors and all. So how can like hackathons provide us with good networking and career opportunities in future?
I think like I lost your audio for a bit. Could you just repeat the last part?
Like, am I audible now? Yes. Yeah, so I was saying that I think one of the major benefits of participating in a hackathon is the networking you get. As you mentioned, like we have mentors. So how can like hackathons provide us with this good networking and career opportunities further in future?
Yeah, I think like career opportunities definitely not not it's not like you'll get a job opportunity at every hackathon. It kind of just is more of a lucky stroke. But there are some sponsors who specifically like sponsor hackathon just so that they can get access to a pool of talent, and then basically that is the first round for them, right? Like they see who's building, who's winning, and then I think like what you really want to do is um, like again, like there is one way of going about this is if you're a hacker, XYZ company is sponsoring, you want to kind of get in touch with them, make a good network around them. Do make sure you build on the bounty and uh, go through it thoroughly so that when you're building, there would be certain questions that might be coming up around the tech. So you go and ask them and interact as much with them. They will help you solve those bugs. That kind of gets you to there is like some degree of connection that is made over there. So that is how you get in touch with these people, and later on, if they're interested, they'll reach out to you, and they'll reach out to you. Otherwise, you can even drop them an email. I'm sure they'll give you a way of connecting with them.
Yeah, that's great tip for having some good networking. So I think one of the major advantages having good projects also, like if you have build on good projects, you can have them in your resume while applying. So like, can you share about some standout projects that were developed on the hackathons on Devfolio?
Yeah, oh my God, that's like an insane list I have in my head. So I have like a mix of both Web 2 and Web 3 hackathons. If I can drop, where can I drop? I think like there's a chat session over here. I think like what I can do is I'll put it in the private chat, and if you can post it in the YouTube comment section so that people can go through it. I think like one of the most simple projects, like easy projects, and it was really standout was Cody. Uh, yeah. So I just put it over here. If you can just share it with everyone in the chat. So basically, we did an AI hackathon last year, and this project basically is like a Chrome extension where it would scrape through your um, like let's say you're on lead code or your hacker rank, it will just scrape all the info over there, and it will use that information to convert itself into a chatbot. So let's say there's a problem statement around, I don't know, like sorting or something like that. um, it will then basically you can ask how many possible solutions are there to this, what are the different approaches to solving this, is my solution optimal enough, list all possible solutions. So it will give you the solutions as well. So it will just help you work with your DSA. Um, and for the project side of thing, it was not really that complex, right? You just make a Chrome extension. You scrape all the info, put it in GPT, and the GPT will just spew the output, right? But the beautiful part here is that like simplicity also lies like prize winning projects also come out of simplicity, right? It was such a innovative idea. It was easy to implement, but it like I think this was top three, top five projects at the hackathon. So this is one of them. Um, I think I can do one more example. Which one to pick? Maybe there was Boda Crypto. I have to find the link to it. So basically, there was this another project made at one of the Polygon hackathons which we had done. It's called Ghoda Crypto. Um, one second, yeah. So basically, this was a Web3 project, and if you see, like, it's basically a chess game where you can stake, you can sort of get an NFT for winning a match, and that NFT will have the metadata of all the chess moves played in the match, right? Um, so this was again like um, you can easily like refer to certain websites where you can see how to like make a chess game and put all the rules and everything in it. But the execution part of the project is something that I really liked. People were able to build it out very cleanly. The complexity of Web3 was abstracted really well, and like you just have to connect your wallet and you just start playing the game. You stake a certain amount so that the winner takes it all, sort of thing. And as I mentioned, like even the NFT part of it was like integrated. So this was definitely, I think this won the Samay Raina chess track at the Samay Raina had offered a prize for this,
Yeah,
and yeah, like they were one of the winners for that.
yeah, I'd also heard about this, and these were like wonderful projects that you shared with us. And so some of the students have doubts. They've posted the comment.
Sure.
One of the students have a question that do tracks like blockchain and Web3 have an edge over web and app in hackathons? And if should I learn them considering if these will be beneficial for my placement as well?
So like it depends. Like like one thing I would recommend to everyone is do not do things out of FOMO, right? Um, like if there is new tech out there, feel free to explore it, but it doesn't have to be like you are always if you keep optimizing for different things, because at the market different technologies will be famous at some time, right? So it is good to keep yourself up to date with all the technology, but not changing your main thing every time, right? Like it should be like more out of your interest rather than the market, right? So if you're interested in blockchain web3, then definitely do approach the tracks. It doesn't necessarily have like an edge, because if a hackathon has multiple tracks, all of them have the same importance. It's just the prize money could be different. So it's up to you how you want to optimize around that.
Yeah. So it's like, is it better to go multi-domain for while thinking for project ideas
You can.
and trying to integrate these
You
new
can like we
technologies?
have seen like good blockchain XAI projects, so you can definitely go multi-domain. And I think like what I said earlier, that was on a career perspective, but at a hackathon you can definitely mix and match technologies, unless like it should feel a bit natural, not like force ki dalne ke liye zabardasti dala hai, right? It should like the problem statement you're picking up, like the problem that you're solving, it should naturally allow for multiple domains to fit inside. Yeah.
I think Devfolio has hosted the biggest Ethereum hackathons, and it has attracted a lot of Web3 enthusiasts. So that's great. And I think, what is your view on the virtual hackathons? The trend is increasing now. So what do you think about these virtual hackathons that are happening all over?
Yeah, I think like in-person hackathons are definitely better. You may meet everyone in person. It's completely different from chatting over Discord than chatting over IRL. But yeah, like sometimes situations come in where you do a online hackathon. The biggest advantage of an online hackathon I see is like I think the duration. You can be very flexible with the duration. People are walking from their own comfort, and it gives you a lot more reach. A lot more people can actually participate in the hackathon from the comfort of their home. And usually online hackathons are a week long or 2 weeks long. which kind of gives you enough time to build as well, given that it's virtual. So definitely, yeah, there are some advantages to that.
One more question that students have, like they participate in hackathons, but they're not able to win. So, what are
Mhm.
some tips to help them stand out and win in these hackathons?
So I'm just gonna write five uh, criterias. I'm just putting it in the chat. I think four. Yeah, I just put it in the chat. So these are the four like criterias where most of the judging happens. So technicality is how technical the project is, how original is the project, that comes for originality. Practicality is is it usable? Is it something people would be using as a product? And UI UX is basically like just UI UX, like your aesthetics of the project. So these four places is where you can sort of take up a lot of space and make sure that you are standing out in all these things. And I think more importantly, you just optimize for the prizes at the hackathon. Like um, sometimes people might find it simpler to win a sponsor prize rather than an overall general track prize where you're competing with all the hackathons, sorry, all the hackathon projects, right? So yeah, like these four factors is something where you wanna optimize, and I think the most important part is originality. So I've been to some college hackathons, and of course, you are beginners, you're trying to learn, but if you're really trying to win, then like an attendance management app or face recognition app will not that is not gonna help you win. Uh, as I said, like even building a Chrome extension with that kind of functionality will help you win. So yeah, that's my 2 cents around that.
Yeah, that's very helpful. And this year we had also introduced more prizes, like we had kept a separate prize pool for the first years because they get intimidated by the level, and if they don't get appreciated, then they feel really bad. So, and so, what would be your feedback on bite tours that our club organizes every year?
Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to attend just because of my busy schedule. I think like I'm coming to Patna next week only, but the hackathon dates didn't really match. So yeah, like from the numbers and projects that came in last year, what I see is that it's a really great hackathon. And I also had like a call with the organizers. In fact, multiple calls where interest was really shown on making sure that the hackers have the best experience. I think that's the most important part. Hacker experience is something, as an organizer, I also kind of optimize for always. And that includes like their sleeping arrangements, food, and all these things. A lot of people just don't really think about these things. But as a good hackathon organizer, those things are sort of taken care of. Even like when we were inviting 2,000 people for East India, we had some sleeping arrangements for them. Like, of course, we cannot book 2,000 rooms, but we had like sleeping arrangements, bean bags, and all these things where you don't have to really sleep for 8 hours in one stretch, right? You're at a hackathon. At max, you'll sleep for like 3, 4 hours. So things like that.
Yeah, but organizing an hackathon also is a great experience.
Yeah,
And
definitely. It
here
is
also we are
rewarding.
trying.
Yes.
Yeah, this year we are trying to make it better for the students, and we have better participation this year as well. So so it was really glad we're really glad to have you here, and the tips that you shared with us, I think it would be very helpful for the students. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. And, that,
Thanks a lot for inviting. I think this was like a really interesting chat because I'm used to like just putting up my slides and talking about it, but I feel like the questions way of things, I think people really wanted, understood what they wanted to know. And yeah, thanks a lot for hosting this. I will be like trying
um,
to visit your university next Saturday. I'll be coordinating with one of the organizers. So if like anyone wants to meet me over in person and have like a talk, you can just we can coordinate that.
So I think some students have some more doubts. Like some people are asking that how do I host a hackathon at Devfolio, and how can I make people participate in it?
I just sent the link to where people can start creating their hackathon. So basically, they just go ahead and create the hackathon. We also have like community hours where we talk to organizers, and if they have any doubts, we can solve them. So you can just start creating your hackathon once you have like a solid plan for doing an hackathon, and we'll be happy to get on a call and chat with you.
Oh, okay, that's great. So yeah, it was a very nice conversation. All the doubts are clear. So thank you so much for joining with us.
All right,
So,
thanks a lot.
so have a nice day.
Likewise, bye bye.
So